Which way we're gonna go?
Amy's always right.
Amy's always right. You okay? It's hard to describe the feeling of wandering through the Deer Meadow Farm's Every Child Matters and Turtle Island corn mazes. To be completely candid, it was humbling to walk along the pathways of this monument for people like my grandmother, Annie Prince Cook, the older sister to decorated war hero Sergeant Tommy Prince, and a residential school survivor. Walking through the short, drought-ridden rows of corn on a warm Sunday afternoon while listening to the sound of my kids chasing one another through the rustling stalks, laughing and screaming in excitement, felt like a moment of validation for people like my grandmother. In all her life, she didn't get a chance to witness a reckoning or a nation coming to terms with what the Canadian government did to her and the estimated 150,000 First Nation, Inuit, and Métis children who attended residential schools. Do you know what this says? This maze is to remind us that all our children matter. It is a tribute to every child who was taken from their home and separated from their family, stripped of their culture and identity, victimized by those in authority and treated like second-class citizens in what is supposed to be one of the greatest countries in the world to live, in a safe place to live. In 1914, Duncan Campbell Scott, former Deputy Superintendent General of Indian Affairs, confessed, insufficient care was exercised in the admission of children into schools. The well-known predisposition of Indians to tuberculosis resulted in very large percentage of deaths among the pupils. They were housed in buildings not designed for school purposes, and these buildings became infected and dangerous to the inmates. It is quite within the mark to say that 50% of the children who passed through these schools did not live to benefit from the education which they had received therein. What do you think about that, Haim?
Sad.
Yeah, hey? I didn't grow up learning about my culture or any of the teachings of our people. I didn't practice our traditions or even know where I came from. My grandmother Annie died when I was a baby. I have a handful of old photographs of her and as an old woman cradling me as a baby. But that's it. Our lives touched briefly before they ended, and yet I have this profound sense of love and loss for her. But I'm learning now, and I'm sharing her name and her story and what I know of it, because it's important, and she mattered.